Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV for the preview of Walsall at home to Mansfield, our New Year's Day clash. 1st of January 2023. Can you believe we're going to be in 2023 already? It is a little bit crazy. We're still licking our wounds a little bit after being battered by Stockport last night. We got away with 2-0, but could have been much worse. Owen Evans was the man to thank. Walsall, what was it with Walsall last night? Really, was it Stockport were just rampant, or were Walsall off it? I think it was a bit of both, to be honest. Walsall never really got going, a little bit lethargic. I think Mike Flynn is going to change things up. But you never know with Mike Flynn. He says he's not going to overreact. And then he'll probably make 8 changes. So you never know. Right then, but before we get on to expected team news, we're thinking about Mansfield. Mansfield, they seem to be on a bad run of form, but they're still in 6th in the league. So they're not doing that bad. Yeah, as I say, they're sitting 6th place on 38 points. In the last 5, won 2, drawn 2, lost 1. Definitely a mixed run of results. The comfortable away win at Hartlepool, at home to Colchester. And 2 very interesting draws. Away to Stevenage, 0-0. And at home to Northampton, 1-1. So that was not bad. The dodgy result in the last 5 was the defeat 3-0 away to Harrogate. Not a very good result at all for them. But they will provide a big challenge for Walsall. And Walsall, what are we going to do? Well, DJ is not going to be able to play because obviously on loan from Mansfield. So unless he signs before, which would be unlikely, he won't be playing. The feeling is that perhaps he's not going to be with us and Walsall are going to have to be looking for other people. But we definitely need another striker in January. But for this game on the 1st of January, who's going to be playing up front? We'll come to that in a second. The other player, Liam Bennett, with the problems Cambridge are having with injuries, it is expected now, I feel, that Liam Bennett is going to get recalled to Cambridge and go and help their relegation scrap, which leaves Walsall with a few sort of options. As far as in goal, Walsall still don't have a backup goalkeeper, and we were all holding our breath when Owen Evans came well out of his box up to the halfway line almost and nearly took out the Stockport striker. A sending off at that point would have not been great, but the fact that he didn't get sent off meant he kept his man of the match performance. Some really good saves from him, so very good. Right then, at the back, are we going to stick with White, Daniels and Month? After being so immense in recent games, last night they all struggled a bit really. Hayden White, I said the ball had gone through his legs. Actually, it was sort of over his head. But how he lost Wootton so badly to enable him to just slot home was a tad worrying. Donovan Daniels had a knock early on, and maybe that affected his performance because he wasn't at his best. Manny Month struggled with Madden and Wootton, which is rare for him. So that was a strange one. But if we stick to 3-5-2 and Liam Bennett is not going to make the team, what's happening there? Liam Gordon, he played left wing back last night, but he seemed a bit off it as well. So is Taylor Allen going to get another start? Which after 2 games in quick succession, freshening things up is a good idea, I think. So if he plays there on the left, on the right, we have options. Not many. Maybe Hayden White could step back into that right wing back role, and Oisin McEntee could possibly make a start in the back three. That's possible. We know Brandon Comley also can play centre half, so he's potential there. I think Liam Kinsella will also drop to the bench. He was looking tired and picked up a booking. So I think Brandon Comley will come in at the CDM role. And then we look at Earing and Hutch. Earing was largely anonymous, to be honest. And Hutch got some of the ball, but didn't really drive with it at all. So that was disappointing. So I think Maddox deserves to come back in. Whether Hutch or Earing keep their places, I think one of them will. I think probably Earing keep his place and maybe Hutch drop back to the bench. We might even get a surprise inclusion from Ram, because he's been waiting in the wings and deserves some game time, I think. Could be just a place on the bench, but he may throw a surprise and get a start. But we'll have to see. Up front, of course, without DJ, it's likely to be Knowles and DJT to start, Douglas James Taylor. The pace from Douglas James Taylor will certainly worry Mansfield. And then we've got Connor Wilkinson. He's on the bench. Is he ready for a start yet? I think we've got to be careful with him. So I think last 30 minutes is probably the best idea for that. Andy Williams, he's seems to be dropping down the pecking order. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of those that may move on in January. Because we know Timmy Abrahams, he's now signed on with Oldham till the end of the season, which will be the end of his contract. Same with Peter Clark as well. So they're not going to be returning. But that does free up some funds for Walsall bringing in new players. There is one player that has been touted around as a possible replacement for DJ. But I think that's perhaps another video. I don't want to go too much on this one. So I'll do a video in a couple of days and see whether we've got somebody from a local team that might be joining us. We're looking at some of the players that may get released or may be coming out on loan from the likes of Blues, West Brom and maybe Peterborough. We'll have to see. Right then, match prediction. I think Walsall are going to bounce back 2-0. Goal scorers, Tommy Knowles, and another goal for Douglas James Taylor. Walsall Fan TV, thanks for watching. Happy New Year.